This podcast is part of Another Happy Studios,
the home of podcasts with passion.
Hello and welcome once again to Talking Pictures Podcast. I'm your host David and joined with me as always my co-host Brian. Brian, how are you today?
So I'm going to keep a rhythm here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So whatever I forget to mention in the previous episode.
You're bringing it up now. Okay.
Yeah. Barbosa.
Yeah, bring him up because we won't be talking about him this episode because he died in the last film. So yeah, talk about Barbosa then.
He is the only pirate in this franchise to do the traditional stereotypical arg.
So far, yeah.
What do you mean so far? No one else does it.
Well, we have two movies to talk about.
Well, from my exceptional knowledge of these movies,
okay,
Barbosa is the only one who goes arg, and he does it so naturally, and only like Jeffrey Rush can do it. It's when Elizabeth stabs him in the chest. Do you remember that?
No,
you don't.
Well, I don't remember him saying arg.
Yeah,
I remember her stabbing him in the chest. All right,
but she grabs the knife and she's trying to run away, and he's chasing after her. She's behind one banister, one pole, and she's going left. He's going left. She's going right. And he goes right, and he goes arg. You don't remember that?
Nope.
Never remember that.
I don't remember individual lines from movies.
That's
like
not
that.
an individual line. That's
just someone going arg.
But it's so natural, and it is it's as authentic arg as you can get from that time era.
Well, if you haven't guessed it already, we're here today to talk about Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. Last week we talked about Pirates of the Caribbean Curse of the Black Pearl. Surprisingly, next week we'll be talking about Pirates of the Caribbean At World's End. So if you haven't already, make sure you watch that ahead of next week.
I don't think that was a surprise.
Just for anyone that is jumping on, this is our first episode, then welcome. We've new episodes every single Wednesday. We also have another podcast, which is Saturday Morning Cartoon Club. We have new episodes of that at the last Saturday of every month. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to that feed as well. But we're not here today to talk about that kind of stuff. We're talking about Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. Brian, tell me about Dead Man's Chest.
I was in Spain.
Okay. The last one you were in Ireland. This one you're in Spain.
Yes.
Okay. That's it.
But my mother bought a pirated copy of...
A pirated copy? Wow.
A pirated copy of Pirate Caribbean.
I thought for a second there, I'm going to have the way better story when it comes to Dead Man's Chest. But the fact that you pirated Pirates of the Caribbean, that might top mine.
One of the luckies was selling the stuff in the streets. And I forget what other movies we got in that selection, but we had the little portable DVD player that opens up like a flip book, and we put the DVD in and we throw in Pirates of the Caribbean, and
the way that Gore Verbinski wanted you to watch it, like on the tiniest screen possible at the time.
Yes, tiniest screen possible, recorded on a camcorder by a lucky trying to sell it for €5 or €10.
Anytime someone stands up to go to the toilet, you see their head bob along the bottom.
Yeah, and the camera like waves over a little bit. I had no concept of what pirated movies meant, especially when they're being sold on the street.
Yeah,
and I'd imagine they go on Dr. Google and print off like an image of
absolutely,
and then just slap it onto the thing, and
it's just Pirates of the Caribbean and they've drawn two on it. They haven't even gotten a proper image.
No, I think it was quite consistent because I remember the poster that it came with. Anyway, I remember me and my sister watched it, and I have some vivid memories of characters being introduced, and she said, "Oh, that's Will Turner, yeah. That's his father." Oh, really? And that's probably the extent of my memory because I was probably 7 at this time, and I don't remember finishing it. But even though I first watched this movie pirated, I still went to the cinema.
Okay, you saw it twice.
I saw it twice, and I feel like because I couldn't remember next to nothing from watching the pirated one, I watched it as how Gore Verbinski wanted it to be.
Okay, you reclaimed your honor.
I reclaimed
like
my honor.
Norrington does.
Redeemed myself, and I watched it. I watched it in the theater. I remember. I forget who else was there, but I know my older brother was there. Yeah, and I remember his telling me of the end of this movie. So we'll not talk about that just yet because it's the end and this is the start. But yeah, that's my primary introduction of Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. What about you?
I remember watching this film for the first time on a ship. We were like getting the ferry over from, I think it was from Dublin to Wales to go over to England.
Yeah.
And so we were on the
You were
ferry.
in Wales?
Yeah.
You tell me that.
Sorry, I didn't realize I had to tell you every time I've been to a different country, especially when I was 7 years old.
You actually did tell me before, and I'm just recreating the exact same reaction I have.
Okay. So we were on the ferry. I think it was maybe 4 hours, and my parents were like, "Oh, do you want to go to the cinema?" And we're like, "What do you mean go to the cinema? We're on a boat." And they're like, "Oh, they have a cinema here." And they were like, "What?" So we went in, and they were showing Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" Because we're on the water and we're watching a movie about pirates. It was so cool. And I remember watching it and it ending, and I turned to my parents. I was like, "What? Like, where's the rest of it?" Like, I think it might have been the first time I experienced a cliffhanger where, like, it was like, what? Like, where's the rest of the movie? Like, It just, like, it's still, the story's not over. What's going on? I was so used to, as a kid, movies having a beginning, middle, and end. And this one had a beginning and a middle, all right, but the story was still to come. Like, where is it?
I find this movie so comparable. In fact, I find this trilogy nearly comparable to the original Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that watching it this time around, it was very, very clear to me that Dead Man's Chest and World's End were written and shot together.
Yes.
We were talking there earlier, as in a couple of episodes ago, we were talking about 28 years later. The fact that the 28 years later and the Bone Temple were filmed back to back. And I had mentioned that, the last time something like this big happened or released within the same year was The Matrix. But Pirates of the Caribbean also did it. Like, I was looking it up there, and I believe Dead Man's Chest came out in June of 2006. And
3 years after the original.
And At World's End then came out in May of 2007.
Yeah.
Like,
so
it was
back to
back pretty much, filmed back to back, written back to back. I mean,
it's how we get our Avengers movies these days.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're getting it in 2 part back to back. But watching it this time, it felt very, very much that, okay, these were written at the same time, because we have clues and hints
of what's
to the overall story within the first one, or within Dead Man's Chest, and it's a carryover, and these two are very much like to be watched back to back, I think.
Yeah, well, if it's not for where the characters end and where they move on to the third one, it's also the introduction of villains in this movie.
But even background stuff, like stuff with Tia Dalma and the history of Davy Jones and certain things in her hut and like clues like that don't mean anything while watching this movie, but having the context of both movies, that's there.
Put it this way, right? You can watch the first Pirates of the Caribbean on its own and be content. If you watch the second one, you're not going to be satisfied until you watch the third one.
No, it's not a complete story.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not. It is a cliffhanger.
It is a cliffhanger.
Absolutely.
It absolutely
we'll get
does
to that.
end
We'll get to
cliffhanger.
that as we come. Do you want to go the same way that we did the last one, where we kind of talk about characters and stuff like that?
Sure. Let's do it that way.
Who would you like to talk about first?
The man himself.
The man himself?
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow?
Yeah.
We started with him last. We finished with him the last episode, so we'll start with him this time.
Yeah.
So, Jack Sparrow, this time around, he is the main character. It's his story.
It's
his
franchise.
adventure.
It's his franchise.
It's become his franchise.
Yeah. I love his introduction in this movie. Like it plays up to what you'd expect of Jack Sparrow. Like, what does he be thinking in his head? You know? First of all, nice handy way to escape the island where prisoners are executed with torture. He's in the coffin, and the crow pecks at the board. He just fires his one shot, and that's the way I perceive this movie. Oh, Jack Sparrow only has one shot in the last movie, so like in this movie he only has one shot now. No, he fires like the shot like 15 different times in this movie, but he pulls his hand out of the coffin and he points the pistol in north and south
as if he can see.
As if it's like one of those like submarine.
The telescope.
As if he can watch it, and he's scanning the area to see if it's the coast is clear. It's a fucking gun. He can't see.
No.
And then he cracks the way through, and away comes the Hans Zimmer music, the typical Jack Sparrow Pirates theme, and then he rows himself to the Black Pearl using the guy's bone leg. I remember that being a specific toy. Like, you have a little toy, it's a coffin, and it's the broken part.
I could see
of the
that
coffin.
be like a not even a McDonald's toy in a Happy Meal, but like a Burger King toy.
But it was a toy. And you press a little click button and Jack Sparrow rises up, and there's like plastic bones in the coffin as well. It's like, why is there no exact skeleton? Like, it's just a bunch of bones everywhere. But while we're on that setting, I went to myself, this is a kids movie. Why are we seeing crows peck out eyes of the lads in the cages?
Yeah, that's a great point, because I wanted to bring that up as well. From the beginning of this movie, it does feel as though it's like, oh, this is a little bit darker than the first one. Like,
A little bit.
We have, well, it's a little bit darker, right?
A man is being dragged by his feet.
Yeah.
Hurt your
but
feet.
It's a little bit darker than the first one, and the third one is even darker than this one, I feel. The third one is the darkest of the trilogy.
Is it?
The opening to the third movie is one of my favorite film openings ever.
I forgot about
And
that.
it's very, very dark. And I feel as though the whole movie is a much darker tone than these two. But
This
the
is
second
grimy.
one,
This is grimy.
this is grimy. Yeah, that's a good way. Even something as simple as, you're right, with the people getting dragged away by their feet, lads getting their eyes pecked out by crows and stuff like that. I wasn't even thinking that, but it's the opening with Elizabeth, and she's like on her wedding day, and the rain is coming down in Port Royal, and she's there by herself, and it's just like
All the teacups and
teacups filling with water. It just feels like, oh, this feels darker. This doesn't feel like a kids movie anymore. It's like this sunny place that we saw and we always wanted to get back to in the first movie, or where the characters wanted to get back to at least. It doesn't feel like that anymore. It feels like it's tainted.
It's not peaceful.
No.
You know, peaceful was when the most graphic indication of violence you get is seeing skeletons hung by the bay, out by the entrance of the sea,
saying "Pirates beware."
That's the most extent of violence you get in Port Royal. Whereas now, your teacups are getting filled with water now. Yeah, the whole exterior is destroyed by the hurricane. And that's another thing as well. Like, I wanted to look that up, but I didn't have the time, so I'm going to do it right now while you waffle away.
Yeah.
But the whole mention of the hurricane in Pirates.
Yeah, because there's a few instances of it.
Sorry, I'm typing this out.
That's right. Yeah, you say you say let me waffle, but then you just waffle as you look it up and you're vamping and typing it up, and I'll be the one that just sits here quietly as you for some reason type away and you go, Pirates of the Caribbean hurricane, please hurry up, Brian, I can't vamp for much longer. What is it exactly that you're looking up?
Turns out there was an actual hurricane
Yeah.
in the filming of the movie.
Right.
Hurricane Wilma.
Okay.
But there is an actual hurricane that took place in between these two movies. But the hurricane in the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, a pivotal off-screen event that causes James Norrington to resign his commission as Commodore after losing his ship and crew while pursuing Jack Sparrow near Tripoli. Tripoli. The storm described as a, if not the reason for his downfall. Okay, I always thought that the hurricane was the cause for disrupting Elizabeth and Will's wedding with H. Wedding.
No, it's Becca.
Yeah, that prick. But we'll get to them in a minute. But back to Jack Sparrow.
Well, what I like about Jack Sparrow in this movie, the fact that it is his story. I like the way that the last one leaves off, where he has the pearl, he's had everything he wants, and he looks at the compass, and we don't see what he wants, and that's kind of carried through into this movie. Is that we find out what the purpose of the compass is. It points to exactly what your heart desires,
The thing you want most.
and we never saw that in the first movie. Once he gets the pearl, we never see what is it that his heart desires most. But that continues on as a thread here. It's like he doesn't know what he wants most. The compass doesn't work for him because he doesn't know what he wants.
It's like going through Netflix and setting Netflix to establish what Netflix, tell me what I want to watch, and then it will decide for you.
Yeah.
They give you a bunch of options. So yeah, the compass is Netflix in the era of Pirates of the Caribbean.
If you want to make that comparison, then yeah, sure.
It's a comparison off the top of my head. But Jack Sparrow, we see him actually perform himself as a captain, you know, because he has a duty to his crew. He has to, you know, pillage and pirate and steal and get rich for his crew. You know, as Gibbs was pointing out to him, you know, the crew feel like you've not been performing your captainly duties or some stuff like that. And I always thought, who are these Indian guys? Come on, I feel like they invaded themselves they forced themselves to join Jack's crew. It's like, I don't recognize you from the last movie. I recognize Marty and Cotton and Gibbs, obviously. You guys, you look like you're going to betray our protagonist. And they kind of did go that way in a bit.
Well, I think that what's great about Jack in this movie is that the first movie portrays him very much as the hero. Or like the anti-hero almost. Or not even the anti-hero, but like you're not 100% sure of his motivations.
The unreliable hero.
The unreliable hero, that's exactly it, right? Because he has a purpose. Because he knows he's trying to get the pearl back.
Yeah.
But this time around, he is a captain and he doesn't have a purpose. And like, what is he doing?
Pirating.
He doesn't know. Pirating.
Pirating.
But I think that it's a great juxtaposition to have him be the unreliable hero in the first movie. And then this one, he's an unreliable coward. He's constantly running. Instead, because he doesn't have a purpose. His purpose in this movie is to run away because he's afraid of Davy Jones. He's afraid of the Kraken. He's afraid of the black spot that he has on his hand.
What?
There's so many aspects that it's all about kind of deconstructing him as the hero, and he has to kind of reclaim that by the end of the movie. And even when he does reclaim it, he's still put in a position by Elizabeth where he isn't the hero. Like because he's an unreliable hero, she doesn't even trust him to stay the hero.
To commit to it.
Yeah, because we obviously get later on when the Kraken attacks the Pearl that he runs away and he makes the decision to come back.
I want to save all that for the end.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it's a part of his journey, part of the character arc, is that he does become, by the end of the movie, he does become the hero again.
But it's not just that as well, it's also what he's doing to save his own skin. What does Davy Jones tell him to do?
To get 100 souls to pay for his one.
Yeah. So he starts recruiting lads from
that's his cowardice as well.
Yeah.
He's afraid of death.
Yeah, so he's just gonna hand 100 innocent souls, innocent so to speak in quotations, because they're pirates. But the list of men who sign up to enlist to join the Black Pearl, they're all, I've always wanted to sail the sea and I've got no money left. I always wanted to sail the sea, and my dad always wanted to sail the sea, so I'm going to sail the sea in his honor. So like these are guys who are honest about wanting to sail the sea and not actively be pirates. So they seem to be good innocent souls.
And when you think back on Jack's origins, he used to work for the East India Trading Company. And the reason why he doesn't work there, the reason why he's a pirate, is because at one point he was asked to transport slaves and he refused to do it. And that's why he became a pirate.
When was that mentioned?
It's either in the third movie or it's a deleted scene in the third movie. I'm not 100% sure. But that is so it juxtaposes him again, where he's willing to just sacrifice 100 people to save his own skin, but he wasn't willing to do it back in the day. Like, what has he become that he is willing to be this person?
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He's just he's desperate. He's afraid of death, and he's willing to betray the other things that he would have stood for.
But he'll only go as far as to commit to a certain extent, because even though he very much in poor taste after being almost kind of rescued by Will Turner, he tells Will to go aboard the ship that was shipwrecked, implying that was the Flying Dutchman. And he says, if you get captured, just tell them Jack Sparrow sent you to settle his debt. And when Jones confronts Jack Sparrow about that, can you live with this, Sparrow? Can you live with the fact knowing that you sell your friend's soul to my service? And he says, yep, no problem.
And then he tries to bargain as well. He's like, well, he's worth 3 souls at least.
Yeah.
You know?
But even though Jack he'll sell his best friend just for another day of staying alive, I wonder if he knows I'm still going to try and save him if it's not going too far out of my way, because what is Jack still doing even after he's gone to get to recruit 100 souls? He doesn't say to keep recruiting. He only got 4 plus Norrington. He's still going after the dead man's chest. He's still going after the one thing that will give him power and leverage over Davy Jones. He's going to double cross him. He's going to backstab him, and in doing so, I'm sure he'll throw in the negotiation, I want dear William back. Yeah,
that's the thing. I think you've hit the nail on the head here. Is that he will save Will as long as he's not gone out of his way. As long as Will is there and he goes, oh yes, and Will.
And another thing.
Yeah. One more thing. Yeah, that's him very much.
I think that's what he would do and he will do, because in the last movie he was using Will as leverage, but it was only leverage. He was not going to actually bargain him to trade Will for the Black Pearl. And you made me realise that a bit. And funny enough, Jack gets back one on Will, because in the first movie Will knocks Jack out, and in this movie Jack knocks Will the fuck out, using an oar as well, for that matter.
Yeah,
I like that little that payback's a bitch. Good on you. Even though I'm like, You're supposed to be working together. But
Well, that like we can talk about it later. But the three-way fight,
Oh.
where it's like three guys who they all want the same thing, but
That's-
for their own reasons. I think it's
that's another thing as well. In these pirates movies, right, they're supposed to conclude with a major battle and a duel between the good guy and the bad guy.
yeah,
Same as a Star Wars movie, right? In this movie, we don't really get a duel between the good guy and the bad guy. We get a three-way duel between three guys altogether. And what's another Star Wars movie where we don't get a duel between the good guy and the bad guy? The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. Yeah,
The Jedi fight in that movie, not even at the end, is Kylo Ren and Rey fighting off the Red Guards, whatever their things.
yeah.
It's a great fight. It's not a Star Wars duel, you know, but it's good.
It's what is it? Subverting your expectations.
Yeah.
Like, I think that whole sequence, like, how do you even choreograph that sequence? That you have to choreograph a fight, but also up multiple levels through the jungle, across the jungle, back again, but this time in a wheel. Like, it's very well thought out. And also when they get to that point, and the three men, that being Captain Jack, Will Turner, and
James
Norrington, that they are all fighting for the same thing. They all have their own motivations, and you understand all three of their motivations, and you're like, oh, I don't know who I want to get this, because they all have like I suppose the only one that like you could maybe fall by the wayside is Norrington,
But he's
the lesser of the three.
But he is the good guy.
Yeah, in this story, he is the good guy. Yeah,
He was the one who was chasing after the bad guy, and he
he's
was,
chasing after pirates.
and
Yeah,
he was betrayed by a man who he thought as an ally to help the bad guy.
Yeah.
So of course he's the good guy, especially in his world. But yeah, Jack Sparrow. There was the whole island sequence. I feel like after he was given the black spot and the warning by Bootstrap Bill, he tries to get his crew to make land, the nearest land as possible. And then the next time we see them, Jack Sparrow he's got eyes painted on his face, and he's worshipped as a chief, and his crew are in cages, and this is when Will finds him. So we see Jack from Will's perspective. We are the avatar with Will to find out what the hell's going on here with Jack. How the hell is our protagonist in this radically different situation altogether from when we last saw him, when he just says to Gibbs, nothing, when Gibbs was asking him, what, in the name of mother and son, what's coming after us? You know, when you're a kid, you're not going to pay attention to how that came to be, but you're going to be thinking something's off. What you make of the whole island sequence?
I mean, the whole island sequence feels as though it's like, oh yeah, we have to remember that this is a kids movie. We can't go 100% dark, so we have to have a bit of comedy here, a bit of lightheartedness. It feels like the most lighthearted sequence in the film. That we have the action of the guys climbing the cliffside in the cages, having Jack run, have him be attached to this pole and like fight his way through, and then run down the beach as well in his classic Captain Jack run, where he's not running at a full sprint, he's running at a comedic sprint.
Sea legs.
Yeah,
he's sea legs on land. There's this one shot where Johnny Depp is running across the screen, and then you can see the whole crowd of the natives running after him, and the way at the natives' pace of speed, they are destined to catch up to him.
Yeah,
but no, you can't.
No.
That one scene with the two cages swinging from midair to grab a hold of the vines. That is a great sequence. Like the whole music as well, the big chariotic music.
I love the bit where it'll take all of us to crew the Pearl. No, it'll probably take only about 6. And then they each realize there's 6 of them in each of the cages. Yeah. And then there's like this realization that, oh shit, okay, now it's not all of us getting to the Pearl against the cannibals. It's us versus them.
But it doesn't need to be.
No, it doesn't need to be, but it is very much it's the pirate attitude of all for one or one for all.
Yeah. There was that one moment where they both stop because the guy was walking across the bridge.
Yeah.
And what does the guy go? He goes shh, and he the way he
points his finger up.
He has all his fingers point in one direction.
Yeah.
Like very like campy in a way.
Yeah.
And then
I love that bit. Yeah.
I do love it. And then they're looking back at him, and then there's this one guy. He's squinting his eyes, and he makes like a chuckle. And you can see his teeth, and
I've
he
never
goes,
noticed this.
What?
I know, I don't think I've noticed.
You've never noticed this?
No.
It goes from the shot of the guy who points away, and they motion themselves up, and the guy behind him, and he goes,
I've never seen that. I'm gonna have to watch that.
You've never seen that? Oh shit. Yeah, you have to.
We have to watch it after
You
this.
have. You've never.
No.
I'm shocked. That's one of my earliest memories. It's one of the best laughs I get from this movie. It's the one guy, he goes,
I've never seen that.
oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, that's very funny. And they didn't last long with pulling the snake. And,
No.
and I like how they make use of everything they can in this movie. When you have one of these cages strapped from the bridge, dangling over like a trench, we do want to see one of those cages fall.
Of course you do, yeah.
Preferably the one that doesn't have all the main characters.
No,
in it.
it's very convenient that they said, who are the named characters
Yeah.
here? Okay, you all get into that cage and you all do this one.
It's like when you're picking who you want on your dodgeball team. You
Yeah.
pick the guys who are likely to win. But they get themselves up to the cliff, and then they save Jack from being burned away, and then the natives go after them, and then they, they roll the cage, and then they roll all the way to the tree, and then lift the cage, and then lift the cage, and Marty can't.
Yeah, he's too small, his legs don't reach.
But I love, you can see the action of the characters, the actors performing that, and like Marty the actor has to do that. He has to like dangle his legs while the rest of them are running. And like he's not really contributing much physical, to climb up, and like he should come on. Is that all you got? He's trying to chant them, motivate them to get to safety, and then they crash into the river, and then they get saved because the kid goes back to tell the natives the chief escaped. And so, like, they're kind of saving each other indirectly from the cannibals. And I like how Jack, he knows he has to pretend to be chief so long as he acts like it. And he's watching the whole natives come up with, like, the fire. No, more wood.
Yeah, bigger fire. Yeah.
I am chief. Want big fire. Oh, a boogie snivel. Too sweet. Let's go. Like, when he's talking to the lads while Will is strapped on the bamboo stick, and mon mincy non tipsy whatever fucking,
He's just making it up. Yeah.
he's making it up as he goes along. Like, how the hell did Jack know how to speak their language? Like, he's just speaking gibberish nonsense, and they're going for it, and then he'll sneak in an English word here or there, and he's savvy or snip eunuch. Oh, eunuch. like that's the type of stuff you're not thinking about, but like
That's the humor that's there for the adults.
yeah. But
Like when I'm a kid, eunuch doesn't mean a word. Doesn't mean anything.
But I do like, I do just like seeing Johnny Depp perform that, and then the whole eyes painted on as well. Like you have to close your eyes while that's painted on you.
Yeah.
And then your eyes are closed when that shot comes up, and then is someone like speaking in Johnny Depp's ear, like a radio mic, to tell him, "All right, Johnny,
Open.
in 3, 2, 1, open your eyes," and then it was pretty good. But the whole island sequence, it's great. Like it's a great, like, do you know what it reminds me? It's like when the whole Jabba Palace sequence in the Return of the Jedi. It's like, what does this have to do with the wider plot of the movie?
Yeah.
Not in too much, but it does bring our characters together.
Yeah.
And also the return of, and I looked this up, Rigetti and Pintel.
Yeah.
Great return to form. Great addition.
I mean, once they come back into it, you're like, yeah, they should have been here the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that they initially were part of Jack's crew, they were part of the crew that mutinied against him on the Pearl, and then once they're back, like, there's no one going like, hold on a minute, you guys were the bad guys in the last movie.
No,
like, on
not
our last adventure.
Not a single person says that. Gibbs shouts to them, "Good job, lads. You did have to work for us already," as if they were there the whole time.
Yeah.
That's how inconsequential those two guys are to the whole crew. Like, they're looking to them being part of the crew of the Black Pearl is like they're in heaven, whereas to everyone else, they're not noticed. I think the only person who would ever notice them truly is Elizabeth, because she's always having dealings with them.
She's had them, yeah.
She's having proper dealings with them.
It's interesting to have the Black Pearl be our main ship when that was the bad ship in
Yeah.
the last movie, you know?
And now it's the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, these guys are essentially, they're home.
Yeah.
Like, they're nearly the Han and the Chewie. They're like, oh, we're home, back. Like, they were on Black Pearl way longer than Jack ever was.
Do you know what I like as well? The monkey. Jack the monkey, the whole skit where Rigetti is always losing his eye and it's always the monkey taking it. That's a new thing in this franchise going forward. like it was never a thing in the last movie, but in this movie, like he'd always maybe lose his eye.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that I think that when I was watching it again and I thought, oh, it's important that they wrote these two films together. That's a joke in the first movie where he's consistently losing his eye. Was like,
yeah, it's being pulled out with the fork.
Yeah, there's a reason as to why he's always running after that eye.
Yeah.
It's never like, oh, I have multiple. Like, it's never brought up like, oh, he has multiple eyes that he can reaffix to his face.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he has that.
There's no, like, time for this. Like, do you know when Rigetti climbs up onto the back pearl and Pintel says, amen to that, we'll try and take the ship. We don't see Jack the Monkey take the eye from Rigetti.
No.
He's already taken it and he's already chasing after him. And this is when the rest of our heroes are escaping.
Yeah.
Like,
this is like a short film in itself of Rigetti versus Jack the Monkey.
Yeah.
Do you know that special feature in The Incredibles where Jack is like learning his powers and the babysitter? That's what this feels like.
But we don't get enough of it. Like, there's nothing to it, but it is a consistent thing throughout. I don't know if it happens throughout this movie, but I do know in later movies, when a serious scene is happening, we just hear Rigetti shout, "Me eye, give it back," and then you hear Jack the Monkey like screeching.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about Jack, where is that monkey? I want to shoot something.
Yeah.
It's like
that he's a part of the crew nearly as well. Like, they can't get rid of him. He's just, where's the monkey? The monkey's on the ship.
But the monkey is, Jack shooting the monkey is like, oh, I need a vent or something like that, or like it's like part of its ecosystem now. It's like second nature to the point where
he's part of the ship.
Yeah. But it's not just the fact that monkey, it's also the fact that Jack has to shoot the monkey. Like it's part of the thing. Like, if this was a sitcom, one of the recurring jokes is
they're always shooting the monkey.
That character, the main character, always shoots the monkey, and the monkey never dies.
I do like the introduction of Tiadama as well, that Jack's able to get rid of the monkey. Like, he's like, I actually fucking hate the monkey. That he's like, oh, she's like, oh, I need payment.
Yeah.
And he's like, how about this? An undead monkey. And then she's like, yeah, that's pretty good. Like, yeah, that's good. That's a good payment.
Try and top that. And then she opens up and then...
and he runs away.
I don't know how hard that was.
And then he runs off into the other room to, like, a dead body. It seems like a dead body. A pair of boots on the bed. And it's like one of those things where it's like...
But
just it's like... It's like a long shot, and it's like you see it far in the distance, and you're like, what is that?
And it's obscured by some of like the beads off the door as well. Yeah. Because it's not as clear as any old boots in the next room.
Yeah.
But it only happens well when Tiadama goes into the next room to grab something, and like you're paying attention to that, and it was only like the supporting characters like Rigetti and maybe Gibbs and Pintel, they look up in the distance what the monkey is looking at. And
we never see it. We never see it.
Just to say it right now, right? I'm just going to say it, right? That is a dead body.
Yeah, 100%.
That is a dead body that has been composed there. It's been placed there.
Yeah,
as
intentionally.
Yes, but the boots are like across his legs. The legs are across as if it's as if the dead body's chilling. Do you know?
I hope we find out who the dead body was.
I just like the idea of, I want to see what's in the next room.
Yeah, just because the monkey runs.
Yeah.
Jack runs to the boots, and then we go away, and then later on we see him kind of look inquisitively at the body, but we still only just see the boots.
Yeah,
and it's something for later on down the road that we might get to see.
It's this movie's better for that touch of foreshadow.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that there is a lot of foreshadowing in it. Even with in Tiadama, it's in Tiadama's hut. Like, there's this moment where Jack like picks up a ring, and the focus is on the ring, but just ever so slightly obscured is a locket, and it's like
the grey locket.
The grey locket, and if you know what that is later on, we can talk about it in the third movie as opposed to this one, because technically the reveal hasn't been given to us yet. But then also there's this moment where Gibbs and Tiadama, they're both talking about Davy Jones, and she's saying that, oh, he fell in love with a woman, and he's like, I heard it was the sea that he fell in love with, and she's like, the same story but two different versions. And knowing what's to come later on down the road, that is correct, and the way that it's told to us, you can take it either way, and it's something that we can't discuss until the third movie.
No, because it's not happened yet.
It's not happened yet.
2006. We haven't seen the third movie yet.
Exactly. Yeah. I like Tiadama, and I like the fact that we'll get to see more of her through the third movie.
She's only in 2 scenes in this movie.
Yeah.
Not only her, it's 2 scenes. I could have sworn she was in more of this, but
no, not in this one.
She is somewhat of our introduction leading into Davy Jones, and like
she's the mystical aspect of it, because like if you actually sit down and look at this, because I always find it really interesting, is like how late into the game are characters introduced. This is a 2.5 hour movie, and Davy Jones isn't actually introduced
until an hour in,
and it's like, that is so long.
I know
that is so long to be introducing. Like when you compare that to Barbossa in the first movie, it's like instantly, it's like Barbossa is like
20 minutes nearly.
20 minutes almost, and we spend so much time with Barbossa.
Save themselves on that CGI budget.
Yeah, and that's another aspect I definitely wanted to talk about, is that like the CGI in this movie is just second to none.
Let's put it in right now, put on the Walk of Fame.
Absolutely. It
is the best CGI ever. It is. There is no...
The fact that it holds up today, that we're watching this 20 years later in 2026, and it's like, I fully believe that this is a giant squid man.
It's not a green screen thing where that would lend itself to be a little bit easier, I think, because you're creating it from nothing. You are creating Davy Jones as he appears in this movie with an actor performing him.
Yeah, I think that in some ways this performance is better than Andy Serkis in Lord of the Rings.
Performance or appearance?
Appearance,
I would think.
Mm-hmm. But that's not to mean Bill Nighy doesn't give a fantastic performance.
He gives a fucking great performance. Like, to talk about Andy Serkis doing Smeagol, and he's Smeagol to me, not Gollum.
But there's two... Brian, that's just a ridiculous thing to say. There's two characters.
We're not talking
playing
about,
two characters.
We're not talking about Lord of the Rings. That's a conversation.
That's like saying that the person in that's like saying the person in Star Wars that's Anakin Skywalker. That's not Darth Vader. It's like, it's two different people in the same body.
Same person.
It's not, though. It's not. You're telling me that Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader are the same person when he himself in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series says, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did.
Semantics.
And it's Darth Vader.
Semantics.
No, it's two characters inhabiting the one body. It's the same with Smeagol and Gollum.
Bill Nighy is complimented with his appearance, with the bulkiness of his clothing.
Yeah.
Like, if we never see him take off his hat.
No. You know what? There's so many like little details within the CGI. There's one moment where they dip down into the water. The Dutchman goes under the water.
And his
squid tentacles hold his hat because the rush of water. And it's just a small little tiny detail that if it wasn't there, you wouldn't notice it.
Yeah.
Or you wouldn't say like, oh, his hat would have flown off. But because it's there, it's like, wow, there's such attention to detail within all of this CGI. It's all on purpose.
I wonder if like Gore Verbinski would pay attention to that. I was like, don't forget to put this in the visual effects.
Or is that the CGI artist?
Yeah. Is that the guys taking charge of that? But here's another detail that is in your face, and you're most likely to remember it, is when he ducks down to say to the sailor who's dying or dead, do you fear death? Do you fear that dark abyss? And then he's smoking the pipe, and he doesn't blow out the lighter with his mouth. He
comes out of his tentacles.
Yeah, he's like that little like blowhole on his cheek. That's what he uses to blow out the pipe.
That has to be an intentional choice. If he takes an inhale of the pipe and he never blows out of his mouth, it has to go out somewhere. That's an intentional choice.
Oh, it is an intentional choice. I very much believe that. Oh, dude, do you know what? We're introduced to this whole idea of how can we top the ghost pirates from the last movie?
Yeah. This one feels much more supernatural than the first one, even though the first one has ghost pirates, it has skeletons.
Yeah.
But that one feels more like a curse, whereas Davy Jones feels like, because everyone knows about Davy Jones and that's like pirate lore.
Yeah.
That it feels like this is much more of a supernatural element to it.
If you call the Black Pearl crew cursed, you call the the Flying Dutchman crew damned.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. Yeah. You have not said anything.
I'll take the gold star.
Yeah, that is a gold star. That's A++. Yeah.
But I like how they're introduced. The crew is introduced first, and like there's no like dark figure lurking in the shadow of that shipwreck about to reveal himself. And, no, it's straight out from the fucking wreckage. From thin air, as if they're the ghosts from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
They appear as they disappear and vanish.
Yeah.
Because we saw a little bit of that with Bootstrap when he gave Jack the black spot. because Jack was looking at his hand, and that's in focus, and you're looking in the background, out of focus, Bootstrap just appear, disappear, and where the fuck did he go? You're thinking.
We get it the same with when Jack is looking at Davy Jones through the spyglass, and he looks and they make eye contact, and then he's right there in front of him, and all the rest of the crew are as well. It's like they have this like teleportation ability within a certain distance, I guess. On the
that was done through movie magic, but I would toss that up as Davy Jones just disappeared and reappeared in front of him. It's like he sunk down to the floorboards of his own ship and reappeared to the floorboards.
It's like he can move through shadows almost.
Yeah, well, going through walls, really. That's how I put it. But like that's another addition than what we already have, because like, look at all the specifics of how each of Davy Jones' crew looks. It's like when they casted an extra to cast. When they cast an extra to play a member of the Flying Dutchman crew, that actor has their own distinct fish-like features.
There's no two crewmen that look the same. They all are distinct in that.
Like all the orcs in Lord of the Rings, a lot of them would look very similar. Yeah. And now that's a lot of practical effects. But here, I wonder if this is all CGI effect or if it is, any of it is practical. Because his first mate, right? Hammerhead, and he's got like a cockroach of sorts on his back, and then there's this other guy who's got these like bloated fish spikes coming out of his cheek, and then there's another guy who's got like, he's always carrying those like cannonball chains, and he's got like a deep voice. He's like a bloated type of character, and then there's the other guy with the seashell head, and his head can just become detached.
It feels as though I don't know, the ship was under the water for so long that eventually these like fish and these creatures would like, that they were almost in like a hibernation, and it's like they woke up and they were just all these fish that were a part of them, and they were like too lazy to, not even too lazy, but just like, oh yeah, this is just a part of me now, this is just how I look. Or even the guy who was below the ship in the Dutchman, and he just became a part of the ship. You know, when he was crusted to the wall. Yeah,
well, didn't Bootstrap say that that's what happens when you're part of Davy Jones?
When you're so long,
for so long, like that's what happens. Like you can do your best to try and avoid becoming fish-like, to become a part of the damned, part of the ship. But you can't help yourself. You can't stop yourself from getting a cold. Like, to think about you the day before you get a cold to the day you're getting a cold to the day after you have a cold. Like it's a slow process over the course of time. Yeah. And like there is this
you've no control over it whatsoever.
There's this one specific shot with Bootstrap Bill. Alright, it's after the Kraken scene, and we'll talk about that as we go through it. But it's when Davy Jones goes to him, you need time alone with your thoughts. Brig. Look at Stellan Skarsgård's face. There is like shells forming out from the side of his face and the opposite side of the starfish. Like, did you notice that? It's forming as we are watching it. Yeah, it's as it's appearing. I don't know if it's something to do with stress or something like that, but you can't help it. It's coming. It's becoming part of you. Yeah, and that's it.
And we get it. We get it in the third movie as well. Is that Stellan or Bootstrap Bill? Yeah, he starts to lose his mind a little bit, because he's there so long and he's in the brig and he's becoming part of the ship. Yeah, and it's heartbreaking. That's one of the tragedies I think of the franchise, is like Will losing his father multiple times, and like that's kind of that he's always in service of someone else. Will is always trying to he's either trying to save Elizabeth in the first movie, or he's trying to save his father in the second and third. Yeah. There's one thing actually I want to say just on the CG before we in case we move away. That introductory scene with Davy Jones and his crew all taking place at night. Yeah. I'm so glad that is then the only time we really see them at night. Everything else is mostly during the day.
These days CGI is better done at night, isn't it?
Because you can hide stuff within the night. Whereas we get, I think, the initial scene where Will is crewing the Dutchman. That's also at night. But then everything else is like, cold light of day.
Oh, well, there is the whole game, the game of dice.
That's during the day. That's not during night. It's maybe in a dark area, but it's not.
No, it's a storms outside.
Yeah, I wouldn't class that as the nighttime though. And not to the same level as the introduction scene. Like, yeah, maybe a darker scene, but it's not like it doesn't feel as though they're trying to hide anything.
But it's in a dark environment.
Yeah, it is a dark environment.
It's sheltered. So I would class it as night. But you're right in saying that there is an awful lot of sequences where we see Davy Jones and his crew during the daytime. There is a lot of it, and even more so in the third movie.
Even comparatively to the first movie, where obviously you could only see the ghost skeletons at night. That was a part of their whole thing.
Yeah,
that has to be. Now it was in the moonlight, so you could see everything.
Yeah,
but comparatively, like that final battle takes place at nighttime, whereas the final battle, the three-way fight, and then the Davy Jones crew coming on land to try to get them, that's all
daytime,
midday in the Caribbean. Like the sun could not be brighter. No clouds.
Is
in
it
the sky.
in the Caribbean?
Yeah, it's funnily enough, Brian. It's in the Caribbean. The pirates are of the Caribbean.
No way.
That's where it's set.
Don't believe it. But yeah, the whole CGI, it's never been done better than Pirates. It's never.
No.
Maybe
because it's such a good mix of practical and CGI. The fact that they're out on ships in the middle of the sea, and
the Flying Dutchman is a practical set where multiple actors plus the crew who are filming the movie
are on a ship deck.
They can roam around. Mm-hmm. Do you know how drastically different this is compared to another theme park based movie, Jungle Cruise with Dwayne Johnson?
Oh, I never saw it.
Don't.
Yeah,
but like it's like it's based on a theme park ride, and they tried to make a movie out of it. Mm-hmm. It's a CGI fuckfest. Mm-hmm. There's nothing to it to even remotely compare. The only thing that has similar is that it's a boat in the river and it's based on a theme park.
I would imagine,
Disney.
without having seen Jungle Cruise, Jungle Cruise is very much a movie that's there to advertise the ride, whereas Pirates of the Caribbean is, oh, well, we have a ride, well, why don't we make a movie to tie into it? And it's like, okay, Pirates of the Caribbean, all they took was the title. And they actually made a movie with an actual proper story. I can't imagine Jungle Cruise doing that. Jungle Cruise is there to say, oh, we saw the Jungle Cruise movie, let's go on the Jungle Cruise ride. And I'm not expecting to see Emily Blunt and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in there.
It doesn't do anything good like that anyway. No. It doesn't. It's
or Jack Whitehall. I'm not expecting to see him on the Jungle Cruise ride. Yeah. Whereas if I go on Pirates of the Caribbean, I'd be expecting to see Jack Sparrow. I'd be expecting to see the Black Pearl.
They just don't shoot it in real life environments.
No, we can do it cheaper on CGI. It's like, yeah, but it doesn't look as good.
No, that's why these movies hold up today. Mm-hmm. Like, it looks so good today. 20 years.
2026, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. But, I never fully understood the game of Die they play.
Yeah, it's a bit complicated, but, like, you kind of understand what it is generally. That you just understand it's a dice game. It's like, yeah, you don't sometimes understand poker, but you understand generally
I
who's winning.
Poker very well.
Well, some people wouldn't understand poker, but they generally understand the game.
But the idea was that Will did win the game, but just like how Barbossa would be the prick when negotiating your win against him.
Yeah.
Davy Jones is the same. He says, "Feel free to make to go to land next time we make port."
Yeah,
because they never do.
No, once every 10 years.
Yeah, if even. Mm-hmm. But
that's when Davy Jones can step on land.
Yeah,
so he does it probably once every 10 years.
Does him stepping on Jack's boat count as land? No. All right,
that's not land.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a boat.
Okay, he does cheat in the third movie though.
How?
He's in a bucket. On land.
No, he's not on land, actually. He's on a sandbar. That's a very clever thing that they do. That is somewhere that is neither land nor sea, because depending on the tide, that would be under the sea.
Third movie discussion.
Yeah.
But taking the key from under his little, like, tentacles.
Yeah.
Tentacle beard.
Did you get a little Indiana Jones kind of a sequence here?
You have to swap it out for something that would make sense. Mm-hmm. I have to talk about the tentacles.
Okay, sure.
It's probably the best. He's got the best appearance. Mm-hmm. They reserve the best look for the fish-like creatures.
Of course.
For the main villain.
Have to, yeah.
It's such a creative idea. Mm-hmm. Instead of a beard, instead of hair, it's tentacles. Mm-hmm. He's even got a little like a squid body in the back of his head.
Yeah, like this ink sac almost in the back of his head. It's really interesting and we'll talk about it in the third movie, when we get to see Davy Jones before he became this thing, and the beard has become the tentacles.
It's the opposite of Barbossa when he's skeleton-like.
Yeah.
Isn't
He's
it?
much. Yeah. That's true. That's a good point. Yeah. You know, it's really interesting when you think about the three villains of this trilogy. That being Barbossa, Davy Jones, and then Cutler Beckett. And I always thought, oh, well, Cutler Beckett is the real bad guy of this whole thing. And I didn't realise how little he was in it in this movie, in the second one. Like, the second one is very much Davy Jones's movie where he's the villain. But while he is the bad guy in the third movie,
it's Cutler Beckett.
Cutler Beckett is the main villain.
Yes, he is.
And I think it's a really interesting thing to do, to have two supernatural bad guys and then have a completely normal bad guy, like not supernatural at all.
Yeah. Two of them similar in comparisons, but different backgrounds. Yeah. Oh man. So, they do have creative lists for who their villains are. They do kind of resort to the cursed pirate trope, but we're only talking about the trilogy. Weren't we talking about Captain Jack Sparrow?
No, we're just moving through.
We're
not going back to Jack Sparrow. Jesus Christ, he's way back. That was an hour ago. Kind of on Will there.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Will?
Any thoughts on Will?
Beyond what we've already said, like I said, he's trapped. He's cursed. That he's the hero, always trying to fight for someone else or save someone else.
Do you know what? He's got a lot of action in this movie. He is the sole survivor of our first proper sequence
with
of
the
Kraken.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, our first sight of the Kraken when he first takes down a ship. Those poor Turkish men. They do nothing but just being silly, laughing.
Look at the hat. Yeah.
Look at the hat.
It's funny that
I wonder if the Kraken chased them down because the hat was there.
No, I actually don't think that. I think...
Or was the Kraken just very hungry?
That's it. Because for some reason I thought... Obviously we have the Kraken just eat the ship in one bite. There's no messing, there's no tentacles like we did get in later sequences. So this is just the Kraken is hungry.
Yes.
Whereas later on, every time that it like slowly attacks the ship and it's trying to get it, that's because it's been called by Davy Jones.
Yeah.
And Davy Jones is nearly wanting to strike fear in people's eyes. And any survivors will tell the tale of this attack from the Kraken. Whereas when it attacks the Turkish ship, it's just hungry.
Yeah.
It's just that's it working on itself.
So it eats wood?
It eats whatever.
Yeah, because when Davy Jones, like the whole chant, his clav craw as well. His hand is a clav craw and his other hand is like two...
There is a hand in there.
There is a hand
with like squid-like tentacles then also around it.
It's very long and extended. Like, the guy can barely hold something to grip. But, you know, I know we're talking about the Kraken, but Jesus guys, I forgot about the clav craw. It's so good. Back to the Kraken. It is very much a task for the Kraken to... What's he want now? You know,
he's a pet. He's referred to as a pet later on, you know.
I want to know how that came to be. Where did it come from? What is it? Like, how does it come under the command of Davy Jones?
I don't know. It's never explored or anything like that, but it feels natural that these two would work together.
Yeah, like it's a great lore. It's a great material to add to this IP, isn't it? The Kraken, you know, like this sea monster.
Yeah. It's that's it exactly. Is that it feels completely natural to have it within this movie, and like it's taken off the board in the third movie entirely. We'll talk about that obviously next week, but it's that just adds to the level of that this movie is Davy Jones villain, and then the next one he's not the villain. He is still the villain, but he's not the main antagonist.
Yeah, me and you saw Hans Zimmer live.
Yeah.
One of the greatest experiences we could ever say. And he played the Kraken score. A heavy metal version of it.
Yeah.
Still, nonetheless, the Kraken score is one of my favourites of this whole thing. Like it's probably my second after the main theme.
Yeah.
But the Kraken score, like, it's a great, like, drum and beat part. And then, like, one by one, the tentacles are just... pulling off guys. Like, first pulls the captain under the sea, and then the guys pointing like, what the fuck did we just saw? Alright, these are the superstitious guys who think
it's bad luck to have the woman on board.
Yeah, and then they're seeing a floating dress in this, in the midair as if it's like the Banshee or something like that. It's like, that's also maybe another great idea to have like a supernatural element in this IP.
Yeah.
But no, it's not at all.
No.
But the Kraken pulls his tentacle back out again to strike fear, in the rest of the crew's eyes, this is what's coming for you. And one by one, the Kraken just starts taking off one guy after another. Like, you gotta count how many tentacles does this thing have. I'm counting them. Every time those tentacles are being abused to the point where it's beyond repair. Okay, that's one down. How many more do we gotta go?
Yeah.
But it's Will dangling up in the top of it. That's the only reason he survived, because he was on his own.
Yeah.
Not on. He was free. And then the gigantic tentacles rising up, and then the raindrops falling, and then crashing down, splitting the ship in half, and then that bombastic music, that dreadful, like, how can I best describe this? Torrentious music, where it's as if Davy Jones is playing the keyboard,
the organ,
the organ as this is happening. As if this theme fits very nice as my pet demolishes your ship.
And the only reason that he sent them after is because he's realized that Will has the key.
Oh yeah.
And he's making Bootstrap watch. You know, like, this isn't going to be a quick death. I'm going to make your son suffer.
Yeah, better to have the key down to the depths of the ocean.
Well, if the Kraken eats it, then he could recover it later, I guess. Like, that's maybe it's better in the Kraken than it is with anyone else.
Suppose so. But yeah, there's this one shot of the Kraken where it drops the tentacles over, like, its mouth, and the Kraken, like, has like a circular mouth, and it opens up its teeth. Like, there's
It's like a big beak almost. Yeah.
But, like, it has like little, like, claws open up. It's like the
It's teeth. Yeah.
it's like the little it's like the thing that in the sandpit in Star Wars, that
Oh, the Sarlacc. Yeah.
the
yeah,
Sarlacc pit. Like, it's another comparison here. Like, I'm not forcing these in.
No.
They're just coming naturally. And then Will dives into the water, and he sees,
The full scale of it. Yeah.
but it's still not clear enough, because it's not perfectly formed like a squid or an octopus. And it's also obscured by some of the wreckage of the ship.
Yeah.
It's just, do you know what it reminds me of? A little bit. One of those, like, that gigantic early rendition of the face hugger in Prometheus. You know?
Yeah.
Do you remember that thing? It's something like that. And because we don't get the perfect shape of it, and we never do. And I think I like that because it adds the mystery to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next time we see Will, he's on land, and he's made his way just in time for Jack and Norrington and Elizabeth to find each other again. But
You know what's another element of Will I like? When they first go to see Tia Dalma,
What's
and
that?
Tia Dalma says, "You've got a touch of destiny about you," and like, she just has this kind of like fascination with Will almost every time she's with him. She's like looking at him, or she's like, and I'm like,
you're gonna be something.
"You're gonna be something," and I'm like, is that because of she knows who he becomes and the relationship that she has? We'll talk about it in the third movie, obviously, but her relationship to what he's to become. You know, is that because of that, like, or is it down completely to the man, or is you know, it's just interesting.
I think it's just another bit of foreshadowing that Gore Verbinski knew what he was going to have his characters end up being.
I think it's just interesting. It's one of those great foreshadowing of like, oh, I'm going to write two movies together, and they can play off each other. Like, one has elements of the second in it.
It's very creative when you know the path and the direction of your characters.
Yeah.
You get to toy with them a little bit.
It's like any time I watch a time travel movie,
Yeah.
and if there's a sequel, like, I love Back to the Future 2 because it retreads over Back to the Future.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, isn't it? It's done so well, but they didn't think of this when they first wrote Back to the Future. Like, Back to the Future came out, and then it was years later that Back to the Future 2 was made.
It's a good example of building upon the good stuff you have, and it just makes it even better.
I do like the idea of like, oh yeah, I had this planned out from the start, and when it's not, and it still works out so well, it's like, it's a triumph. But I think when you have something like this where 2 and 3 are written together, it works so well. And even sometimes, like with this movie, they call back to the first movie a lot of the time as well. Like, they mention the Isle de la Muerta, and they talk about the Aztec gold and all this.
I like that. That's as much as they talk about it, because they're very much not ignoring it, but they did.
It was reclaimed by the sea, is all they say, really. And Cutler Beckett's like, I have
no interest
in Aztec gold.
And this is Elizabeth telling him, like, I've seen what this curse is, and you think you're trying to save me from a fate. It's like as if she's doing him a favor. No, let's talk about her. I like in this movie when this opens up, something's not right. You know, with the teapots are filled up by the rain and poor weather, something's not going on. And then we see Cutler Beckett. Is that his first name or is that his title?
No, his title is Lord.
Lord.
Yeah.
Lord Beckett. Silly little wig, and yet it feels very much like that's his actual hair.
Yeah, yeah. You couldn't imagine him with the wig off. Yeah,
So,
it's such a slimy thing that he does as well. Like, I have the warrant here for the arrest of Will Turner. He hands it to Governor Swan, and Governor Swan reads it, and he goes, "This is the warrant for Elizabeth Swan." And he's like, "Oh, is it? Oh, arrest her too then." And he's like, "You little fucker, you knew what you were doing."
Bastard. He needs to do that. And the reason I'm bringing it up now is because she's in jail. He frees Will to say, "I want you to bring Jack back to me, or bring the compass." And something happens that's like barrier breaking in this franchise. It's when Governor Swan, he frees Elizabeth using his good reputation to
pulls a few strings,
and to get
this
Elizabeth
when they go to the ship captain.
This is when they go to the ship captain. It was like, this is Governor Swan driving the horse carriage to, Elizabeth to the port, and like the captain is a friend of mine. Captain's dead.
No, and it's not even that he's dead. We see him murdered.
Yeah,
like he's stabbed by your man, and
that guy is do you know who he is? All right, I don't know what.
Don't know his name.
Star Wars comparison, yes. Lord of the Rings comparison, another one. He's like worm tongue. Yeah, that grimy, dirty slut. Oh.
It's just the way he goes about, and the way like the body falls to the ground. He looks up and he's like, "Evening, Governor." Shame that. And you're like,
he's carrying this.
He's a slimy bastard.
He's a bastard. Do you know? Like, this is Jonathan Pryce. This is Governor Swan. He is not supposed to be in the face of danger.
No.
All right. It's already nearly a close call when his wig was nearly snatched by it. Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ, you can't be just disrespecting the governor like that. But then the troops come around to surround the carriage to rearrest Elizabeth, probably to execute her, if so be it. And she'd already made her escape. Great. And just, I like how he shouts, "Elizabeth!" And the slimy guy opens up the carriage and she's gone, and he goes to him, "Where is she?" And Governor Swan goes, "Who?" He's just admitted,
he's just a fool. Yeah,
he is a fool, but he's not supposed to be in harm's way.
No,
he's supposed to be in the safety. Like, he would never be treated like this with Norrington around.
No,
and the guy grabs him and shoves him against the carriage. It's like, that's the fucking governor. You shouldn't be doing that. And then the next scene we see him, he's in shackles, and at least Cutler Beckett, he treats him with somewhat respect in letting him out of the chains and says, "I want you to use your influence to work for me."
Yeah.
And that's a bit of a cliffhanger in its own right as well.
Yeah, we get more of it in the third movie. We'll talk about them more in the third movie. You mentioned him there, actually. Do you want to talk about Norrington?
I do, but I'm still not done with Elizabeth.
That's all right, yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. Continue with Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, like, she's a stowaway on the superstitious boat, which is a great like side plot as well. Like, I like that introduction of the crew, like the big baldy guy, the guy with the hat.
It's just a great way to introduce those characters in one story and then have them cross over then with Will later on.
Yeah.
And then so when the Kraken attacks, we've come to know these characters to some level. We don't know them individually, don't know any of their names, but we know they're superstitious. We know that they think that having a woman on board is bad luck. And so it's like carrying over. It's like we could have just had Elizabeth use them to get to Tortuga, and then Will could have been found by any other ship and attacked. But it's like, no, let's carry these over.
They are subject to the scene we want to see with the sea monster.
Yeah.
One is not good enough, especially for the end, because that's the main characters. It's a different level.
We gotta have
one where the consequences are to the 100, bar Will, and they serve that role well. And I kind of I look forward to the scene, but I do feel bad for the lads, because these are actually honest crewmen. They were honest sailors. They weren't pirates. They weren't corrupt navy men from the military.
Yeah, it was the captain even said that he wasn't going to go to Tortuga. Yeah, that it was only when the ghost dress told him to go to Tortuga when they made port. But you're right. it's good that we get a little bit of the side story with Elizabeth on that ship, because she could have just turned up in Tortuga. She could have just been there. She could have just arrived and
But she motivated them. She gave them cause to go to Tortuga. No, if that scene wasn't there, no one's going to question it.
Yeah.
She could just say, I stowed away in a ship that made
Exactly.
its way to Tortuga. But
Yeah.
no, they filmed extra scenes for her. I like to. This is the second joke they made. Oh, she's probably naked, or you'll be naked, subjecting a woman to her appearance.
yeah. It's the time in which it's set.
I know.
Really,
Will it ever improve upon itself these days? Will we ever get over ourselves?
seeing a naked woman.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Treat it's nothing but objects and things for us to go
You know what?
past.
I'm gonna say something controversial.
What?
I think women should have equal rights. Okay, I don't think they should be objectified.
I wish that Keira Knightley actually did cut her hair to appear as she did when she was posing as like a man in Tortuga. I kind of wish that she did have her hair cut, because that's like consequences and changing the story as with the characters we know them.
I don't know. I like her look in the third movie. And that couldn't have happened
I do love her look in the third movie, and her hair. So women's hair can grow like long over the course of a week, can it?
No.
No?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It takes so long to grow hair.
Really?
Are you serious?
Yeah. Okay, well,
The more you know. You'll find out all sorts of things.
it's a fictional movie. Like, they can't just, say that, hair can grow faster. But I kid, I'm joking, of course. I'm just saying that when I first watched the promotional material for these movies, way back yonder, I noticed that this Jamie Bell looking character is in this movie. It's like, oh, who's this new character? Is this like a young, independent, spriteful character to sail next to Jack and Will or something like that? No, it's Elizabeth. And it's like, oh, I was kind of hoping for a new character of that description nearly.
Yeah.
Like Sam Claflin in the fourth one, or Brendan Thwaites in the fifth one. Something akin to that. But yeah, I thought Keira Knightley looked, strangely enough, like Jamie Bell. Probably because I saw King Kong not too terribly long ago in this time frame. But yeah, this is where we get James Norrington.
Yeah, and you know what? There's this little moment where he's first introduced, and you had mentioned it there in the first, when we talked about the first one, about how you didn't know about Gibbs's backstory.
Yeah.
And Norrington says, my story, when he comes up to the table and when they're recruiting for the souls,
yeah.
and Gibbs goes, and what's your story? And he goes, my story is the same as yours, just one chapter behind. I'm like, oh, that's really good. That like gives a really good context as to not only Gibbs but Norrington as well. And like we see a dishevelled Norrington with the wig still on him, and it's completely in tatters, and like he's by the end of the fight he's thrown in with the pigs, which is where we found Gibbs at the start of the first movie. Like, it's just, yeah, these guys are on the same track, but just Gibbs is a little bit ahead,
Yeah.
It's really good.
I like that this movie does not do like the sequel thing. It kind of did in a way with Zoe Saldana, but they don't ignore that actor.
No, yeah.
They keep him around.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm watching this movie, I'm not thinking that's the guy from the first one, isn't it? Because he's no resemblance. He's got
completely different.
He starts off with the wig. But
Yeah.
he throws that away when he's like, I'm not doing myself any
He's
favors.
got the beard as well. He's completely dishevelled. Like, I remember when they first brought him up, when Beckett is there, he's like, I also have one for James Norrington,
An arrest warrant.
and they say Governor Swan says he resigned some months ago, and it's like, all right, okay, so we're not going to get him at all. So then by the time that he does arrive in the second act, you're like, oh, I was not expecting this. I thought it was one of those hand wavy, like, yeah, this character's not coming back, this actor's not coming back for this film. So I'm really glad that they did get to bring him back, and he has an arc throughout this movie
and the
third one.
Yeah.
And the way he like says to Elizabeth, like, oh, I would have given anything for the way that you look right now thinking about him, for you to think that about me.
Yeah.
And she's thinking of that about Jack. She's thinking that about a pirate, and he had done in his mind everything right. He was a commodore. He was the perfect man. He was the perfect man. He's an honourable man. He was everything that this woman should want. And then here's this drunken pirate come along, a little bit of flirting, and she's
smitten. She appears to be smitten. But even Elizabeth says to her handmaid, any woman would be grateful to have a man like him. And that kind of like belief, that understanding that Elizabeth has for a man with the caliber of James Norrington, with the prestige of James Norrington, what he commands, she still recognizes that in him, because when he's thrown to, or she saves him when she knocks him out, right? Those lads were going to kill him in Tortuga.
That was eventually going to be the outcome.
Yeah, so she saves him. She knocks him out. He's thrown to the pigs, and she goes to check on him. It's just, James Norton, what has the world done to you? That is her acknowledging him as, you were this high command, respectable, honourable man who, based on the world we live in, any woman would be grateful.
Yeah,
to
you could have had anyone and anything, just not me.
Yeah, but her like, caressing him a bit, like, it's like she's acknowledging what he's lost. Do you know? She's other priorities. She's to get to Jack, to get to Will, to save her father, to defeat Cutler Beck. He shouldn't be too high of a priority on her list, and yet I'd like to believe that when the two of them are together, it's like he would look after her to a certain extent.
Yeah, I would hope so, considering he's known her since she was a child, and he's a bit of a fucking weirdo for fancying her.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
No, yes there is, Brian.
It's in the 1700s, or it's perfectly acceptable.
I disagree, but okay.
Of course it was awful. But I do like you were said it earlier with Elizabeth trying to, flirt with Jack. And she is inches away from shifting him. She is.
Oh yeah, the moment where he looks at his hand and the black spot comes back again, that's what stops him. And she's like, "I'm proud of you, Jack," and she's disappointed when she says that.
Yeah,
she's not actually proud of him. She's like, "I wanted you to kiss me right there."
But she's proud of him because she says she's proud of him because you actually resisted getting this.
Yeah,
but no. He's not honourable. He realised the curse has come back to him.
Yeah, he's completely distracted in that moment. And so, yeah, that's how do you feel about Elizabeth kissing Jack and Will seeing that and that kind of driving a wedge between them? Well, obviously, we'll discuss it more in the third movie, but how do you feel as though that... Do you like the fact that we're going to have a bit of a wedge between Elizabeth and Will to come?
It would be the normal thing for your... when you have a trio, two lads and a girl, you have the girl go for the main guy. Doesn't happen in Harry Potter, and it doesn't happen in Star Wars.
Yeah, no, it is the side character.
It is the side character. It's in a funny way.
It's a little bit of a love triangle, similar to Star Wars, because yes, it is Luke and Han, or sorry, it is Leia and Han. That eventually end up together.
Luke and Han.
Yeah, Luke and Han. That's a real love triangle there.
Yeah.
It's when all points are actually in loving each other. But yeah, the fact that Leia and Han end up together. But like, Luke and Leia do kiss. Now, he finds out later on that it's his sister, which is kind of...
When George Lucas decided, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
It's an after-the-fact idea. But it's still incorporated as lore, and it was never mentioned again. Yeah. That kiss has never been brought up again.
Thank God.
God,
it's been awkward.
Got a window in here, it's hot. But I like that Will did see it, and he didn't get time. He doesn't have any time to, vent about it, because it happens when Elizabeth tells everyone Jack opted to stay behind, and like he's seeing that as that was a kiss goodbye, not a kiss of celebration.
I don't know.
Oh no. Well, like, I don't want to go too much into it now because I do want to talk about the final action sequence between the three-way duel and I want to, and the somewhat temporary defeat of the Kraken.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the...
Well, we'll talk about that kiss and the consequence of it in the third movie then, shall we? Well, I think that's where we see most of it anyway.
Well, yeah, sure, but I like that everyone was confused. Because Elizabeth doesn't know Will saw her, because she's thinking about the fact that she's betrayed Jack, and Will is confused because I was about to marry you and all of a sudden you're kissing.
Yeah, you've
Jack's
betrayed me.
Yeah. And what's Jack thinking? Not that anyone else knows what he's thinking, because Jack, talk about that in a minute. But I do like Will just pops up thinking that he's gonna kill Davy Jones because they found a chest.
Yeah. And
Jack doesn't want that, because I think for the least strong reason, because who's to say who can call off the Kraken?
Yeah. Is them not realizing that, and even though the guy in the ship did say it to Will,
what?
That the Flying Dutchman must always have a captain.
Yeah.
They don't quite realize that killing Davy Jones means replacing Davy Jones. They don't know that yet. So that's why it's like, oh, Will is coming around and he's like straight up like, yeah, I'm going to kill Davy Jones right now.
Yeah. But how would that come to be? Like, if Davy Jones were to just collapse off screen there because Will would kill him, what would happen? Who replaces him?
Whoever stabbed the heart.
But Will is on land next to his allies.
Yeah.
You can just go home afterwards.
He can only be on land once every 10 years.
Okay, well, what happens after that? What happens if he just doesn't go back to
I think it's because Davy Jones is supposed to be the ferryman of the dead. He's supposed to transport the souls to the after.
He's supposed to do his job. That's why. Yeah.
That's why he's been preventing doing it. He's not been doing that. He's been pushing it off. That's why people are on the Flying Dutchman, you know. But I don't know. Maybe it would be some kind of situation where they would all get on the boat and then Will would physically be unable to get off the boat or something like that. Or maybe everyone that dies at sea would be cursed because there's no ferryman.
Or maybe Rick and Morty could depict that as like a what if, because you know it's one of those questions you can't think about because it's just it's like you can't think about when one person kidnapped another person and they tied them up and they forced them there. It's like, okay, but how did they actually get them to do that? How did they get them to sit still while they tied them up? And you know, couldn't they fight back and resist and stuff? Yeah. It's off-screen magic. You can't think about that. But I do like that is Jack's reason and that is Will's reason. And Norrington's reason is because he's paying attention to like the pardons that Rebecca's given. And so
he wants to go back to his old life.
Yeah, he does, because what else has he got for? And so that's why he wants the heart for himself. And so I like how Jack draws his sword on Will draws it back on Jack, and Norrington draws his sword on Will, and then and Jack says, I knew you'd warm up to me, fully believing that too. And then Norrington and Will both shift their swords to the next guy, and then Jack, I may as well put my sword to Will as well then, just to make a completion out of it. And then it's a great sword fight. It's
really well choreographed.
I was watching for the choreography, like the movement of it all. Because they are just running after, they're running away from each other a little bit. It's like they run from the chest to the jungle to the old church derelict building,
up onto the roof of it, then onto the wheel, which is back down into the jungle, back onto the beach, onto the boat. Like there's so much choreography in the traversal of the fight, but the fight itself then as well, where it's like, okay, we're bashing our swords against each other, but we're also trying to grab this key. And like there's so many, like, I'm gonna grab it off you, you're gonna grab it off me, I'm gonna shoot up in the church, you know, I'm gonna grab it off you as I go up, and then I'm gonna drop it and it's gonna spin in the wheel, and like the gravity of it all, like there's so much choreography that it boggles my mind that they were able to get it all. And it's all comprehensible, that you are watching it and you understand the choreography, you understand the geography of it all, and where characters are, and also then their motivations within the scene, why they're fighting for this.
And the little break between where Norrington says, "Do excuse me while I kill the man who ruined my life," and Will goes, "Yeah, be my guest." It's like, you're supposed to be friends. You're not supposed to be against each other.
Yeah, they're all fighting, and it's like, yeah, like, do you mind if I kill this guy? And he goes, yeah, not really. No, not at this point now. Like,
I might care tomorrow, but now not so much.
Yeah.
But Jack is played off to be the clown because still rooting for your mate, and he collapses into the grave, and then the wheel, he gets caught in it, and like he's just stuck in the middle of it all. He is the succeeder in the end of that because he does get the key, and the lads go downhill, and he gets the chest. You know, right. So he's the main character. Also, Melons, that little crewman with the seashell head, lops his head off.
I like that we get there's so much that goes on in that sequence, like we talked about there. But also then you have Elizabeth and Pintail and Ragetti as well.
I like that after her little pout and tantrum, like she's not getting anywhere with them. She sees the two guys run away with something, and she's like, okay, well, I may as well do this here. She goes to reach for a sword, which she doesn't have. Later, them two try to reach for their swords, which they don't have. And I like the little part where Ragetti and Pintail, right? This is them after watching the Flying Dutchman just go down into the sea. It's like, okay, that's too much for us to handle.
Yeah.
And like, Pintail's asking Ragetti, what's going on here? What are they fighting about?
And he gives the fully intellectual answer. It's like, I think that this. And he's like, oh, it's a terrible shame, isn't it? And then they're like, we should take this away from them.
Yeah.
Just take away this temptation. And I really like about that whole sequence as well with those three characters.
The three of them fighting off Davy Jones' crewmen, and they're operating between two swords.
Exactly. Yeah. It was. I love the callback where he's like, oh, hello, Poppet.
Yeah.
I love that callback to the first one. But then also when they're running and they're like, sword, and they're like having to toss the sword between them, which is another great bit of choreography in the middle of a chase scene as well.
Yeah.
Like
it's so fucking good.
For the fact that we don't get a final battle between the
villain and the hero.
Yeah, this is perfectly serviceable.
Because
as,
it's so expansive.
Yes.
And it's not even the final battle as well.
No, yeah, because we get one later then with the Kraken.
Oh, but there's this one bit, right? It's when we made our way back to the beach, right? It's after Jack grabs the heart. The wheel collapses into the sea. And it's like... Do you know when you're running in like the bits of the shallow water in the sea?
Yeah.
You know, you can't run too fast.
No, and the water is kind of dragging you down a little bit, yeah.
And you're trying to make your way back to the boat, and you have sporadic crew of the Davy Jones crew coming after you, and like you're trying to fend yourselves off while you're trying to get to the boat, while everyone's still at each other's throats. Not everyone has swords, and you're using whatever you can, and it's like everything's all very messy. It's it's an uncontrolled battle because it's also a fight. And
you don't know everyone's motivations. Like, you could be fighting back to back with someone, and then all of a sudden they'll turn around and go for you.
That's what happened. Will is looking at the chest, and Jack sees Will's looking after, and this is Jack fighting off the one guy with the fucking spikes in his face, and then he knocks Will out, and he says, leave him, unless you want to use him to hit something with. Alright? But there's this one moment, and the music really starts... It's like, oh, I'm getting goosebumps here. It's like, there's a real, like, significant moment about to happen. Is when Norrington, he gets the pardon form.
And he sees the dirt.
Yeah, and he looks over there and it's like, I don't think I never remembered what happened there.
Because it cuts away and then it comes back to him just leaving and he's putting something in his pocket and we think, oh, it's the pardon.
Yeah, but like an adult watching this movie knows what he took.
Yeah.
But I never copped. Not at all. I still don't know he's James Norrington from the first movie.
Yeah, as a kid,
as a kid. But like, I just love that bit, and like he don't follow me, and he runs off with the chest. It's like, I like that guy. He's a cool man with no name to me, because and then he runs off and it's like, where'd he go? And then I brought him up again, but I just like this little detail where the seashell head guy he shifts his head backwards because there's a fucking gigantic cockroach crab. Yeah, that's the other side of his head. How the hell does that come to be?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
Like if you,
but it's a great design.
It's a great design. You can't choose what appearance you're going to be if you're going to be part of Davy Jones' crew. So you're gonna hope for the best.
Yeah,
I think the best you
can get is Bootstrap Bill. It's just a starfish on the face. He's still pretty human.
Yeah, it is. I wonder if that formed onto him or if it attached itself to him.
I feel as though when he went under the water, like a starfish just attached to his face and he couldn't get it off, and that was it, and it just became part of him.
It's a great design.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Stellan Skarsgård. I forgot it's Stellan Skarsgård, especially when you have Bill Nye acting next to him.
Yeah.
Talk about privileged, prestige actors. All right, and Jonathan Pryce in there, like, what the hell? But yeah, when Jack is look at this guy, fish face, I got a jar of that, and look what's inside it, or guess what's inside it. That apparently was in the moment.
Ad-lib, yeah.
Yeah, like Jack didn't, Johnny Depp didn't plan that at all. He's like, he just said that. And then when the jar of dirt breaks, and he says, where's the thumb? Because the heart's not there. I thought, yeah, where's the heart? I still didn't think where it went. I thought it just disappeared. That's what I thought. I thought it just disappeared, and it's like, oh, that's what happens when you put your heart in a jar of dirt. It just disappears.
I never understood what the jar of dirt was for.
It was on land.
No, but like, yeah, but what does it do? I don't understand what it does.
It's just a container.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that like when Tia Dalma gives it to Jack, she just kind of says like, oh, well, Davy Jones can't go on land, so here's a jar of dirt for luck.
Yeah.
And then she's like, he even says like, what am I supposed to do with this? And she says, if you don't want to give it back, and he's like, no, I'll keep it. So, and it's like, I don't think there's any point to it being there. It's just a container to have it in as opposed to the bag. Like,
I think Tia Dalma has her own little motivations as well.
I don't know. I just don't see the point in putting it in the jar of dirt.
It's like the shock factor, because when the jar of dirt breaks,
yeah, I
suppose. Where is it?
Where's it gone? Yeah.
But the triple guns is a great design, isn't it, for the Flying Dutchman? Like
the triple gun, yeah.
Yeah, 3 cannons, a great job. But it goes to show the Black Pearl is a fast ship. You know, where like you said, the first movie, it's the bad ship, and it gains on us, the good guys, and now we're on it, and it's like, yeah, we're going away from the bad guys.
Yeah.
But
it's such an interesting concept as well for the Flying Dutchman, that the way that it takes its prey is that it actually is faster when it's going against the wind.
Yeah.
Which is like a completely supernatural thing that like it doesn't obey the laws of physics. Because if the wind is with you, obviously you're going to go faster.
I'd like to think about how does the ship go down and rise back up. It's like there's no control stick.
Up and down. Yeah,
I don't know how it happens, but I do like that we get that one moment where it does go down, and like we see it from Jones's perspective. It's like, oh yeah, I'd like to see how that happens. But they knew they weren't going to catch up, and so the two of them just smile, Jones and his first mate.
Yeah,
because they know, all right,
release the Kraken.
I like this one guy who has like the spinning wheel of a ship inside his torso. It's just like, did he sleep against that and wake up and it's like
part of him now?
Yeah, it's part of him. That's got to be painful. I wonder if that's going to be painful. Oh, there's another thing I thought about when I was a kid, and I just want to say it now just because I will forget. One of the promotional material, the trailers, it shows the fish head guy, the hammerhead face, and probably the spiky face guy next to him rise out from the sea, out from the water. And it was like real up close shot, but you're mostly focusing on the hammerhead. I thought that was Jack and Will.
Oh, really?
And I thought they were like wearing like disguises of sort to like blend in for something, or like they were using it because they were swimming in the sea. I thought, oh, this is going to be another great swashbuckling adventure where Jack and Will are
best friends.
The first time they were in the boat and their heads were in the boat under the water, and it's like, this has got to be crazy. How the hell is the water not coming into the boat when they're under the water? Do you know, when they're using the boat as like a head to breathe in? And like, this is going to be another one where they're going to be
in disguise,
wearing like fish body parts or something like that. I don't know why, but it's like where your mind goes as a kid, isn't it?
Of course, you come up with these little theories. And, oh, this must be this. And it's like, no, not even close.
But yeah, I always thought, it's strange how that memory still sticks with me. And I'm not, it's not nowhere close. Yeah. It's nowhere close at all. But Will has survived the Kraken, and he knows it's a Kraken. He knows how to fight it off. It's gonna attack the starboard first. And Jack, he's away. Good luck. See ya. All right, Gibbs was right.
It's the cowardice again is coming back. Is that he just can't face the possibility of death, and it's only when he realizes, oh, I've lost the jar of dirt. I don't have the heart. Right, I don't have any cards to play here, so the only thing that I have is either die or run. So he's going to run.
And when Elizabeth sees him rowing off away, she says, "You coward." Yeah, that's right. That shouldn't be the case.
He's not the hero of the first movie. The first movie had him stealing a piece of Aztec gold and fighting Barbossa, in an eternal battle. And now here he is running away. It's like, this is like, it feels like a completely different character. But not in a bad way where it feels like two completely different characters. It's like, oh, he's gone through a journey that has made him become this. This feels like he's not the man who we are anymore. If we're going to be comparing it to Star Wars, if you're going to compare it the whole time, I'm going to compare it then to how Luke is from the original trilogy to how we see him initially in The Last Jedi, where he's no longer the hero of the universe or the galaxy. He's very much a man in solitude, and he's kind of a hermit, and he's no longer the hero of the story.
30 years will do that to you.
Yeah, and this is now Jack, is that he's gone from the hero of the story to, oh, this coward that's running away, and he has to come back into the fold.
Yeah, I do like the initial battle that they...
They're putting up a good fight against the Kraken. They're doing a good job.
It was the first batch was... I like the little, like, suctions on the tentacle arms.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like... I like, perfectly fit that suction against the barrel of the cannon. Yeah. And then blow it off and see what happens.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of literally like a video game boss battle where they shoot the tentacles. It goes away for a couple of minutes and comes back, and that's the first thing that it takes away. So it's like, you can't use the same strategy twice. Yeah. It's not going to fall for it.
But it's like, okay, but how many tentacles did it shoot? Because you can't see them again. They can't use them.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's just like the fingertips.
Yeah.
It's like, if you were to recreate the attack of the Kraken, it's like two hands upside down and you're digging your fingers into the ship. It's like you're
that's a good way to put it. Yeah,
striking into it, and everyone gets taken. Like everyone, even that one guy that Gibbs was holding on to him, said, "No worry, I'm not going to let you go."
Oh my god, that I don't know if you noticed this, but I noticed it this time, right? Where he that exact person, right? Yeah. And he gets pulled away, and he's like, shoot me, don't let it kill me, shoot me."
Yeah.
And it cuts away, and then it cuts back, and Gibbs is putting his gun away. Like, he shot your man. Like, I was like, what? I've never noticed this before. That is crazy. That this guy is like, shoot me, and then we cut away, Gibbs comes back, and he's putting away his gun after he shot your man. I was like, this is a kid's movie. And I was like, I've never noticed that before. It was nuts.
I fucking love Gibbs.
Gibbs is great. I love all of the crew. I love Gibbs. I love Cotton. I love Marty. I love the bit in Tia Dalma's when Jack's like, "Oh, watch the boat," and they all go down the line to watch the boat until it gets to Cotton, and then Cotton's parrot says, "Watch the boat," and then he just sits down and accepts it.
That poor actor. He died in 2021.
Really?
Yeah. He was a South American actor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, South American.
Couldn't even tell you his name.
Neither could I, but yeah, I don't know. It's a shame, isn't it? But yeah, Cotton and Gibbs and Marty are the only like three of the Jack's crew or survive, and Rigetti and Pintel, but they're like their own thing as well.
Yeah,
you know. Do you know Gibbs leaning over the starboard of the edge of the boat, and then Marty next to him? It's like that. It's like another great callback from the start of the movie as well. I like that little bit. I don't know. I just like the imagery of it. It's like where is your journey going to take you to? Where has your journey taken you now? And you know, Jack, he's looking at the destruction of the ship, and he's thinking, I feel kind of bad. And he takes the compass out, and he's saying, right, where does it want to take me? And he looks down, and it's like, oh, that's not showing the audience just yet. Will hanging on to the barrel of mostly rum, but some gunpowder as well. Like in the face of battle against the Kraken, you're still
like, oh, but what if we win? We won't have any rum.
Yeah,
you know.
But he hands Elizabeth the pistol to shoot. Don't miss, because like, you know, it's a one fire gun these days. I like the one guy tried to pick up the gun as well and shoot it, but he got taken by the Kraken. Rigetti.
You have to have a main character there.
You do have to have a main character too. Come on, all right. But I like that Rigetti saves Elizabeth as well. With the axe, he chops the tentacle off as well.
Yeah.
And then Elizabeth, the gun drops up to the top of the steps, and Elizabeth goes to retrieve it, and then some asshole puts his foot on it, and like,
he's probably trying to rip his leg off.
Not even trying to think about who the hell is this asshole stepping on this gun all of a sudden. And then she looks up, and it's as if this music that starts to play, the real like heroic bombastic music, is playing in Jack's head.
Yeah,
and this is exactly how Jack has perceived this great moment for him to be the hero. And then Elizabeth like holds on to his leg like a
she does. I noticed that this time as well. So she holds on to it like a child who's like, oh, I found my daddy.
Or like oh Captain Sparrow Savey. Like he did everything but like rip his shirt off and show his six pack.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what he did. But the music does get me. Like the music really does. Oh, this is class. You know, remember this like feeling in the cinema, and like Jack Sparrow comes back and he saves it, and he shoots the gun, and he blows the tentacles at the Kraken. Great.
Still not enough though.
No, still never enough. And they know it themselves, like, no, we just made it angry. And properly so, because it comes back a third length as well in full form. But they were willing to abandon the Pearl. And
which is nuts when you can think about like how hard they fought for it, and now it's like, and the fact that even Jack says it's only just a ship. Well, it's heartbreaking.
Staring down the face of death. Like, what does really matter? What's important? You know, I gotta wonder what the audience reaction to this movie when they see the little old damsel in distress be a right bitch and betray our hero and shackle Jack to a ship. It's like, this is not supposed to happen.
No,
this is not what we're used to. We can't have this. It's like, this feels wrong. This feels very wrong. And every time I watch it, I'm just thinking, Gibbs, go up there and check on the Jack. Or, Jack, shout to them, call them, say, excuse me there.
I think he knows deep down he's right, she's right.
He does know. That's why he doesn't say anything. But I think he's also fascinated with the fact that, oh, Elizabeth Swann, I was right about you. Pirate. He calls her a pirate because like, you've stooped down to my level. And like, you're right.
It's kind of like about time.
Like,
just accept it.
I
think he's nearly like, I think Jack, for some reason, like, he's like, deep down everyone's a pirate. You know, it just takes what's it going to take to bring it out in you.
Just put them in the right situation and see what they do. And like, I think he does know. If I stay, I save my crew because they get to go away. But every time, you know, they go and they retreat away, it's like, this is not supposed to be. He's shackled to the ship, and then he's still trying to release himself, and he uses the oil to come loose, even with the fucking rings on his fingers. And then and it's a great achievement to free himself while the Kraken appears behind him. And that haunting ghostly music of this, like, the presence of the god of the sea appearing behind him.
Yeah.
And then this is the most we see of the Kraken up front as well. Mm-hmm. And for the first time probably ever, Jack is not afraid.
Mm-hmm. He's going to take it on. Yeah. He's like, there's no running away from this.
I like the Kraken is like a CG creation.
What? I thought that was real.
Oh yeah, no.
Did they not go to the Caribbean and find the Kraken? No.
No, they
cast him.
They couldn't find it. It's in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But they had like on-set like goo effects to splatter on Jack as like the saliva, and it spits the hat back out. It was like, oh, perfect. Everything works out.
Yeah, I get my iconic look back.
Yeah. Hello, beastie. And as Jack is about to face off the Kraken, I'm thinking,
how's he going to get out of this?
Are you for real?
Yeah.
This cannot be happening. Mm-hmm. This is the hero of the fucking movie. This is Jack Sparrow. You're killing him. Mm-hmm. I don't feel good about this.
Yeah, but I'm glad that after that sequence, when we go back to Tia Dalma's, it's not like
it's not like the movie is ending there.
Yeah, no, it's not like it ends with Jack's death. There is like a little, they're all saying their goodbyes and they all get like a toast.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I'd do anything to bring him back. It's like, would you actually do anything? Like, and because we can bring him back. And it's like, okay, we know he's not dead. We're going to be getting Jack back. And that's going to be, an element in the third movie.
I like what she says here, all right? Gibbs shouts at the start of the movie when he's drunk, hey ho, 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 in the dead man's chest.
Yeah, that you feel as though you get that at the start of it, and then she says, would you go to World's End?
Yeah, would you brave treacherous waters
at World's End?
Yeah.
And it's like just the titles are included in the dialogue.
They are included in it. Like even the parrot in the first movie says, "Dead men tell no tales."
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised he doesn't say Salazar's Revenge, which is a terrible name.
Fucking
I hate the way
awful.
I hate the way they change names for movies depending on the region. Because for anyone that's listening in America, you may have gotten it as Dead Men Tell No Tales. We got it as Salazar's Revenge.
Although Philosopher's Stone is better sounding than Sorcerer's Stone.
It is, yeah. Philosopher's Stone is.
Yes,
they got it. They got the bad end of the stick on that one.
Yeah, so Philosopher's sounds way cooler. Mm-hmm. We can pronounce it.
Yeah,
but I like that Tia Dalma. Like it's as if she was saving this as a what if, but she's like, oh, would you?
Would you actually?
Yeah.
Would you go? Would you? Because I have someone that you might want to meet. Yeah.
She says,
you're gonna need a captain
who knows those waters.
Yeah.
Oh, David,
is this not one of the best cliffhangers?
This is just one of the best endings in cinema ever. Right?
Yeah.
Never mind cliffhangers. All right.
Just the best endings.
Just the best endings.
Goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. Yeah.
Man, like you need a captain who knows those waters, and then she looks up, and then boots.
Yeah. Dun, and it's kind of really like everyone stands up and everyone knows who's about to come down. There's like this kind of look of disbelief before we see him, and before they would have technically seen him as well. And it's like this kind of disbelief, and it's as the boots, the same boots that we saw earlier.
Yeah,
they come down the stairs.
But the audience, are watching this. We don't
know.
Yeah, of course not. Who the fuck is this going to be? It's not Jack, is it?
No,
of course not.
So we're going to save Jack. We just saw him die.
Of all the characters, who the hell are they going to bring down here? It's the fucking bad guy from the first movie.
Oh, it's so good. When he comes down the stairs, looks directly into camera, and he's like, so, what's become of my ship? And takes a bite of the apple and laughs.
And Jack the monkey comes down.
Back, and it's like, oh yeah, we're back, baby. And it's like, how good is it when you can reintroduce the bad guy of the first movie, and he's like, and you're excited to see him, and it's like, yes, he's gonna be a good guy this time, and you're like excited to see him as part of the team, as part of the crew.
Think back, when was the last time the villain of a movie
Fast and Furious?
This is shut up. Do not ever.
Well, I hated it in the Fast and Furious.
Do not ever utter that sentence.
Yeah.
Into this God privileged, God given entity.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. When are you excited to see the bad guy become a good guy?
Yeah.
Movie to movie.
Because you never ever got that before.
It's also, I think, one of the first times when I was a kid that I experienced a character coming back to life. I would have had it definitely with Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. Yeah. But like, when else does a character come back to life like this?
I remember my reaction.
Yeah, I bet.
I remember, what?
He died.
He's supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh, man. Talk about nostalgia.
Yeah. He's got, like, the fact that then we're going to get so much of him in the third movie, and he's part of the crew.
Yeah.
And we get to talk about him more. Like, I love Barbossa.
I fucking love Barbossa. I wonder if he becomes he just gets to be better.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he comes back and he takes the bite of the apple and it's like, oh, he got what he wanted from the end of the first movie. And it's like, this isn't like, he's not a ghost or he's not a skeleton. That's him. That's our signifier that, no, he's back as he's a person, and like there will be stakes with him, and he's just like you. He's just back to life. How he's back to life, never explained. It's just Tia Dalma.
Who cares?
Supernatural witch, and it's like you don't ever question it. You're just happy to see him back again.
You're right. We don't ever question it. We really don't care. But doesn't matter. Like
great thought. Whoever wrote that, to be like, we could get back.
Yeah,
Barbosa.
Do you know what? As well, it's just it's Jeffrey Rush and his appearance as Barbosa.
Yeah,
like the long face, the squint of his eyes, even his costumes, his strap going around his chest, the white shirt. He's
like Blackbeard. If Blackbeard didn't end up in the fourth movie,
maybe.
Like he's like the equivalent. Like he's the classic pirate look. Nowadays, you think pirate, you think of Jack Sparrow, but back in the day, you classic pirate captain is Barbosa.
Do you know what? It's funny how we always referred to Jack Sparrow as the anti-hero in these movies, and now all of a sudden we get the proper anti-hero.
You described him more as the unreliable hero. I think that's the case. Jack is the unreliable hero, and Barbosa is the anti-hero.
It's like, how you ready to go nuts? Let's get nuts.
Mm-hmm.
That's how this ending is.
Yeah.
Whoever would have thought of this?
No, I don't know.
God love Gore Verbinski. Why isn't he doing more? He should be doing more.
He should be, yeah.
Yeah, he should be doing way more. He should be handed all the projects. Mm-hmm. Give him everything. Mm-hmm. Telling you. We were talking about Aegon's Conquest.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's a good pick for that.
I thought this is after the Robert Eggers suggestion, but yeah, I think Gore Verbinski would be a great option to direct an Aegon's Conquest film.
It's a good pick.
I just want to get in there. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, it's nearly the length of the movie.
I think a fair recommendation, if seeing as how we recommended this movie last week, I think is a fair recommendation to say to watch At World's End before next week.
I think that is a fair recommendation that needs to be done, because you can't listen to us talk about it until you watch it first.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, watch Dead Man's Chest and then follow up with At World's End, because they are written and directed and made in a way that they complement each other, and it's one story between the two.
But the third movie does introduce a few extra elements that are very much tied to the third movie, such as Singapore and
the Court of the Pirates.
Yes,
and there's a lot of elements that are exclusive to the third movie, but I think the second movie does foreshadow a lot to come in the third movie. Yeah. That there was the thought that this is one story between two films.
No, you're right. Post-credit scene
with the dog. Yeah, he's now the god on the island.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that we get if there is a post-credit scene, that it's not unserious. Yeah, same with Jack the Monkey. This one, the third one.
We'll talk about the third one when we get
there. Brian, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Talking Pictures Podcast. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you're subscribed to us on your favorite podcasting app of choice, and follow us on all of our social medias to never miss an episode. Like I said, we've new episodes every single Wednesday. We also have another podcast, which is Saturday Morning Cartoon Club. We've new episodes of that at the last Saturday of every month. So far, we only have the one episode, which is on the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, so make sure to check out that episode. It's on its own feed. It's also on this feed, so if you like it, you can listen to it there and then go find it on its regular feed there. This podcast is brought to you by Another Happy Studios, so make sure to check out the other podcasts on our network. Brian, any final words before we let these people go?
I wonder if Johnny Depp ad-libbed all the native gibberish he was speaking, or if it was scripted.
I think that would be something you'd have to ad-lib. You couldn't memorise gibberish.
A boogie schnibble schnibble. Too sweet, let's go.